Hello everyone, and welcome to what could very well be the final Thronebreaker. Finally. Because we're basically at the end of our journey, I believe. There's Rivier Castle. We should have everything. We have 41,000 gold, 13,000 lumber, 1,248 soldiers, which it's far more than enough. In fact, I'm gonna go over here to our camp. Boop. And just buy a couple of soldiers. Just cause. So. And then there's those shrines, which we don't really need, because everyone's happy. So I guess it's time we do this. You approach an important moment in your journey. If you choose to continue, you will not be able to resume any unfinished activity in this area. Well, got all the chests, hopefully got almost all the battles and stuff. So, time to go in this, I guess.
The castle of Rivier now loomed before the Lyrians. Water surrounded it on three sides, and dual defensive walls studded with podgy turrets completed its perimeter. It was famously difficult to take, and had changed hands only once, a few months before, when traitors opened its gates to the Nilfgaardians.
Yeah. So, here's where the game's going to exaggerate things again, because I'm going to remind you that this game would do better with a hard mode system, Will. If one of your units dies, it's just gone until you build a unit to replace it. But then you'd end up with issues, well, oh well, they killed one of your hero units. Whoops. Unless you made it so, okay, the hero units can't die. But regular units can. So, like, whoop, they killed one of your dwarves. Well, how are you gonna get another dwarf back? Shrug. Whoop, they killed one of your guys of Furtman. How are you gonna get one of those back? Shrug. Because you can't really replace those units, but our regular units. Thing is, you don't really have consequences. It's like, well, that unit there's dead. Okay? Doesn't affect our recruit count. We still have the same amount of cards. So, doesn't really matter. He's dead. Oh well. Put another pike now. We're fine. We don't even lose numbers. Anyway, continue.
Foreign banners waved upon the walls. The golden sun and General Epdahi's crest on Rivier's walls. The walls of home. There was somber silence among the troops, the glee and pride of many triumphs suddenly gone. For each knew if the Queen ordered an assault, most would lie dead by sunrise.
We sort of have to order an assault. Also, see? Why I say about exaggerating. Oh no, our soldiers are going to die. We have 1,250.
Your Majesty,
Began Reynard in a reassuring tone.
we needn't strike quickly. We've time on our side. To prepare would be wise. 2 months, I wager. Perfectly enough.
2 months.
We stop supplies from getting through. They'll capitulate, I've little doubt. Or at worst, be too weak to defend the fortress.
Reynard's reasoning was sound. There was no need for urgency. Meve had the upper hand for the first time in this war.
2 months, though. So we could withdraw. But I don't give a
These
shit.
invaders have grown fond of Rivia Castle,
said Meave.
so let them stay and rot. Reynard, erect road barricades and guard posts between city and citadel. Gascon, seize all boats, barges, anything that floats.
Wait, what?
Stop anything from entering from the lake. Move!
But,
Soon, Rivia
No.
Castle
I
stood
thought-
isolated from the world outside its walls.
oh well.
All roads leading to it were blocked, impassable. Fishing
why would
boats,
we
a cordon,
withdraw?
embraced the fortress on Loch Escalot. The lanterns on their bows glowed like fireflies in summer. Then, an emissary from the castle brought a message for the Queen. General Epdahi wished to meet, face to face, and half the way between the citadel and the Lyrian camp,
Well, well, some general.
smirked Gascon.
We've barely snapped the trap shut, yet he's already shaking in his knickers.
Be on your guard, Mother.
Said Willem.
Epdahi I know better than anyone here. The man always has a trick up his sleeve.
We've a few of our own. Sleeves and tricks. But I thank you for the warning and concern.
Meave proceeded to the meeting point without delay. A lone rider soon appeared on the horizon. He came adorned in rich black robes, their golden trim shimmering in stray sunbeams. She'd seen him before, in Edirn, through the megascope.
You came as I requested. Good. Very good.
I couldn't possibly refuse such a courteous invitation, especially as compared to your previous missive. The art of diplomacy, you've improved your grasp.
Your realm fell quickly. I expended little strength in seizing it. This left me much time to study. But please, we must set aside this bitterness. I'd like to formally welcome you to Rivia, dear Queen.
I see you've readily adopted the role of gracious host in my home.
In point of fact, I've grown fond of the castle. Fortifications impressive, atypical of the north. Not so your brave soldiers, whom we shall pick off like ducks. I pity them, in fact.
They're gonna pick us off like ducks. But yeah. 1,250.
Dry your eyes, General.
No.
Rest easy. I've no plans for a quick assault. I shall first wait to hear the rumbling in your bellies.
So we're basically gonna wait them out.
Remarkable. You truly believe you can win this war? I've not been in the north long, but have discovered something all the same. You don't grasp complex ideas. You know Nilfgaard is large, but your minds don't fathom its enormity.
I mean, Nilfgaard is pretty big. Like it would be like if we took the entire, like if we took Europe, Africa, and Asia combined. That would be Nilfgaard. Northern realms would be Canada. Yeah.
You see, for every army you defeat, another will come to take its place. One larger and better equipped than the one before. Even now, as we so pleasantly chat, Army Group East is en route to lift your siege.
I thought you were in charge of Army Group East.
Due to arrive tomorrow. And do you know what will happen when they do? They will crush you against your own castle's walls, like the maddening flea you are.
Why if I murder them all? Yeah, I mean I have to.
Plough yourself, Nilfgaardian scum.
Charming. Is that all you wish to say?
I prefer action to words. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Unlikely. In fact, I doubt you'll reach the walls at all.
Pray that
We'll
I
have to
don't.
wait
For if I
2
find you
months,
midst the
then.
fray, I shall strangle you with my bare hands.
Without awaiting a response from General Ep Dahi, Meve pivoted and turned toward camp. Her pace was quick, despite a heavy heart.
Oh, so we're not over yet.
The good book
don't
states
have
the
it.
just always prevail, with no cause for
Okay, then.
despair.
Well, I'm good. It's like we could pin. It's like we're actually in our camp. So this is gonna be interesting. You. No, still done. Okay, well, let's go talk to everyone. Now that we're actually inside our camp, which is. It's making things a bit too surreal for me, and I'm good.
The Blackclads shall shed their shields and flee for the first cock crows.
So here's our tavern.
Nilfgaard fights by the Blackclads. The good book states
There's a training yard.
As a rule, human fortifications aren't worth a pound of Shielmarshite. But this fort sure turned out alright for you. Plowing hell! Got no chance against these walls. Tricks to stay positive. Tricks to stay positive.
Indeed, Gaffer. So,
Be one hell of a night! Ah! Ah! Ah!
okay.
Don't you dare sound the retreat, got it? My axe craves blood, Nilfgaardian blood! Don't you dare!
Okay. Where's Reynard?
Always darkest
Oh.
before the dawn.
Knickers.
Many will die today. Too many. Let us hope this proves, though always darkest.
Uh-huh. So, where's Reynard? I don't see Reynard. What are my advisors? Like, meet with your advisors, but where are my advisors? Up here? Ah. Yeah, Pharaoh, Gascon, and Red. I guess that makes sense. Well, no, there's our trebuchets that we somehow have, or maybe the archers.
Meve's closest advisors already awaited her in the command tent. In a few brief words, the Queen gave a report of the meeting, only with great effort masking the quavering in her voice.
I mean, we'll be fine. We have 2,000. We have 1,250.
An army, an immense one, approaches from the west. If we meet in open battle, we stand not a chance.
Well, we'll be fine. I mean...
Damn it! Why did no one warn me?
Our scouts were discovered, captured. It must be that.
Yes, it didn't seem right. Our way so clear, so untroubled.
We must flee? Not at all heroic, I admit, but sure as hell better than being trampled into the dirt.
Easily said, but for a problem. Our force is chiefly infantry. The army that draws near includes cavalry, several regiments. We cannot hope to escape them. We cannot hope to hide.
What do you advise?
We've two options. Capitulate,
Out of the question.
or take the castle. Tonight.
Suppose for a moment it's possible. Tell me how and at what cost. Are we to scale a mountain of comrades' corpses to reach the top of the wall? I know we're at war and many die, but to command our troops to take that citadel is to condemn them to certain death.
Rivia's walls are unassailable, I fully agree. But there's more than one way to take any fort, and this fort too.
I think I like where this is going.
I know this citadel like no one else. I know its one potential weakness. The boat landing.
Wait, that narrowest of piers between the two turrets? The one where the fishermen would land?
The same. As I'm sure you recall, Your Grace, at that narrow pier's end stands a narrow door leading straight into the fortress. A small detachment could approach unnoticed, overwhelm any sentries, and get inside.
So we need to basically send our lead.
What then?
They would need to pass through the fort to the winch in the guardhouse, open the gate for the rest of the force.
That is suicide.
But is it?
Perhaps. But as options go, we have it alone.
And I'm to choose to send folk there? Most certainly to die.
You needn't choose anyone, for I volunteer, and will take only those willing to do the very same.
Bloody wretched plan.
And you've a better one, do you?
Of course. I'll go instead.
Beg your pardon? I don't.
Face it, Reynard, you couldn't sneak past a corpse. Sound like a bloody tambourine in that armour. Apart from which, you're Maeve's right hand. So you ought to be by her side when the fighting starts.
I mean... yeah.
Firstly, Reynard, I'm grateful. Well done, my friend.
Thank you, Your Grace.
But truth be told, I did indeed hear you walking to the tent from the other side of camp. And yes, you know Rivia Castle better than anyone else. But the assault must transpire silently. Gascon will lead the force.
I mean...
Understood, Your Grace.
He is sneaky.
Cheers, Maeve. I'll try not to disappoint.
You won't, I'm sure. God speed you on your way, and please, try your damnedest not to die.
Gascon hand-picked his men, those most adept with daggers, not swords. Noiselessly, they glided through the dark toward the castle, the light of its lanterns blurred by the evening mist. Maeve watched anxiously as the boats glided away, her heart pounding in her ears. All depended on this mission. The fate of her realms, perhaps all the North, the lives of her troops, and her own. Now there was naught she could do but wait.
Good luck,
she whispered, gazing at the fortress walls, cloaked by the dark that seemed to surround all now.
I get that, oh, it has to be epic, but... afterwards, in the final, we're doing a puzzle battle. Yep. All my hatred. Task example, sneak through the castle, defeat the guards, defending the wind, barricade themselves in the tower, and open the gates to the advancing living army. Then, when spoke of what happened next, there was no need. So use Gascon to infiltrate the tower. Do not let Gascon die. Use your leader's ability. And puzzle battles, because you know how much I hate puzzle battles. It only makes sense that this would be a puzzle battle. Oh, what do we have here? We've got winter adjacent, vertical, or 100%. So we have spotters, and then immediately uses that bear and move one place to the right. When this reaches the right side, return towards the right direction. Use Jordan arrows adjacent to the ship, transform into a nip going in pursuit. That's good to the tower. So basically, technically, I can start here.
Coin never stinks, no matter how rank the pouch. No! No, it can't be, not yet! Not now!
Okay, so I'm confused. Because I'm pretty sure...
Yeah.
Oh, I put Jason. Okay then, well this is gonna be complicated. I mean, I guess we could try this.
Nothing personal, I assure you.
Shh! Cork it!
Ha! You see to the winch! We'll hold them off!
No, they don't.
Gotta get our asses moving. Yeah! Ah! Huh!
Ah, shit. So, we're a bit stuck. Which is unfortunate.
Ha!
Because I don't think we might be able to run forward.
Yeah!
Run.
Ah! Yeah!
That's not. We're gonna have to disappear.
The Lyrians prepared for battle, their silence absolute, in darkness, illuminated only by the pale light of the moon. Meve was restless. She paced nervously in a circular pattern, awaiting the signal they'd agreed upon.
Blast, it's taking long. Much, much too long.
Finally, a torch's faint glow appeared atop the towering walls. It disappeared, then glowed again, and one more time around. Meve leapt in the air, and as she did so, barely stifled a cry of utter joy.
They made it. It worked. Willem, it's time. Sound the horns. Attack!
Moments later, Lyrians in the hundreds burst from the trees. The Nilfgaardian defenders loaded their catapults and ballistae. They did so slowly, convinced the castle walls remained impenetrable. Then they heard chains, grinding and clinking, and the sound sent shivers down their spines. Bewildered, they watched the main gate rise as the attacking force rushed forth.
Chase! Act! Quan! Aen Lyrian!
General Epdahi dispatched an elite unit to take back the winch at once. Yet he saw this was in vain and all was lost when Meve rode into the castle courtyard. Meve had begun the day known as a great warrior. Yet by night's end, legend was the cloak she wore. Her shield stopped powerful blow after blow as her blade found gaps in her foe's black armor. At first, Nilfgaardians scoured the fray in search of the Queen, hoping to prove great heroes. Soon, she was their chief scourge, and they began to flee before her blade that sung their death.
Retreat! Retreat!
So, wait, we're not having a natural battle?
What was this extraordinary vigor that surged through Meve? Naturally, she wished to liberate her castle and realm, drive off the invaders, defeat the arrogant General Epdahi. But in that moment, above all else, she longed to fight her way through to the guardhouse and bring Gascon's party relief.
Follow me! Move! Move!
As she stepped through the door into the tower, the silence told Meve she'd arrived too late. Gascon's men lay slaughtered in pools of their own blood. The man himself slumped over the winch's crank. 3 arrows in his chest rose and fell with his each ragged breath. Meve tore off her cloak and pressed it against him, desperate to stem the bleeding.
I mean... Gascon was probably one of our most reliable people in our, well, cards. And, well, advisors, technically. Because he could have betrayed us at any point. But he didn't. The problem, though, is it only makes sense for him to have a noble sacrifice. I mean, Reynard technically also would make sense for Reynard to sacrifice himself, but there was that whole thing where we were discussing when we know Reynard's technically in love with her, and it would be if Reynard was here dying, and just at the very end he's like, I love you. Ugh. Like, that would be heart-wrenching compared to Gascon
Help's on the way.
dying.
Don't you even think of dying.
Bad.
You know... wheezed Gascon, a slight smirk on his lips.
I always enjoyed doing things just to spite you.
Medics on the stairs in the guardhouse, steps away, heard a long, blood-curdling wail. They entered the room to find the Queen kneeling, pounding the wall with her fists, her eyes flooded with tears. Gascon lay motionless beside her, covered by her cloak.
That's sad about it.
The Queen rose, her fists clenched, her shoulders rigid, her knuckles white. Her face betrayed no sorrow, no despair, just rage, hot as a forge, immeasurable.
Now's not the time to mourn.
Seethed Meve, struggling to stay calm.
Now's the time for war, for slaughter, revenge. With victory today, we'll recover our home, return to our kin and set our blades aside at last. Yet until victory is ours, they must drink. Drink greedily of Nilfgaardian blood!
After Gascon. And now then...
The Lyrians were at the brink, near their breaking point. They'd followed Meve for thousands of miles, over snow-clad peaks, through forbidding swamps. They'd fought, survived countless battles at her side. And though their gazes were now weary, she knew they'd follow her into fire.
Your Grace, the Blackclads, they've holed themselves up in the upper keep. We went to breach the wall, alas to no avail.
Meve nodded, twirled her sword, then leapt upon a mount. Her eyes spoke pure determination.
So we'll bloody well try again.
Good, now we're actually fighting. Yes, because, you know, obviously, no, we don't really start to blood sacrifices, summon demons to fight me. Most of the upperkeep were illuminated by torchlight and the glow of burning buildings. During the dark night, me could easily discern the field with the faces of the guard defenders. Green white tips from the cheeks, black in the flash, reach for a sword. Then time for the kind to drive the black glass out. So it's a standard battle. well, let's head for it. What do we get? Standard battle. Maybe. So I don't want my pikeman. I wish I had my pikeman. Don't have my pikeman. Pikeman?
This is
No.
the end, Ebdahi. Do you hear me? I shall stick your head on a pike!
So what does he do? Reveals a unit from each player's deck. Yours has more power. Boosts an allied by 10. Now for allies destroyed, summon another unit from your deck in its place. Yes. That's so stupid. Yeah, sure.
Can't get our asses moving.
Pikeman?
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
So, yeah.
Ah, should have listened to me, old lady.
But it's also got problems. So what are you gonna do? Oh, hey, look, an armless.
Enoch Fian!
Yeah, I can't remember not. Should might.
Can't take it anymore.
Well,
I must thank you. Your fortress has superbly solid walls. Droit and capture!
stop looking like a dick. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna collect that. Oh, that's how much we're going to use it now too. Oh, well. Boop. This no. Oh well. Look, I sort of want pass, but at the same time, play.
No God!
Which means I should pass, so I know I'm for sure.
Enough! I do not need to hear this. Kill her! Archers, let it be night. Obscure the sun with arrows.
Sort of cheating move was that? Oh well, you murdered my layout. You suck it. Probably not tied. Yeah. Just like standard battle rules. It's not good though. Okay. It's like I don't want to waste all my cards. I know it's, you know, a standard battle, so. She's gonna force me to use all my cards.
Hé, gloire!
Doubt I'll ever pay off these school loans.
Let's find more war wagons. Yeah. Now he passes. I hate it. Says I have to play a card.
Fools! I'm surrounded by fools!
Jesus. We need better cards. Oh boy.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
I need pipe. Stop yourself.
In retreat!
This harvest will be reaping black-clad
Oh,
heads.
well, my unit's higher than yours. Let me just boost my unit. Or so whenever an ally is destroyed, let me just summon another unit. So I constantly have units deployed.
Hey!
Oh, that's a... yeah.
Our ballista, your command.
Please die. Oh, you killed my unit. Well, let me just replace it. Well, I'm just going to call
For Mahagam!
Ah!
I warned you!
Stop looking at my... Yeah, now he's gone.
Left, right, left, right.
I'm not going to be able to...
Hey!
I'm not going to be able to win. Just keeps pulling bullshit out of his ass.
Everything all right?
Oh my god, pikemen. Okay, we have a chance.
For Rivia!
We have a chance.
Don't you worry yourself, your grace. We'll get it done in no time. It's gonna be a right good levy, big and beautiful.
I have to pass. Shit. Well, let's hope we can't go over 100 tracks. Probably can. Dead. Let's off the card. Stop looking at my deck. And deck keeps doing that. Stupid bullshit right there. Oh,
Now, how did that incantation go?
Seems like he still has a chance to win because he has so many cards. We can't do jack shit but wait. If he wins this round, well, he's gonna default win the next one because he has cards and we don't. Stupid. Like, literally, we can't do anything but wait. It would be nice if he was actually playing his cards instead of constantly doing that. But
Off to the front yet again.
now we're going to lose because... God, this is cheap. Yeah, see? Now we're going to lose because we don't have cards, really. Like, we have 3. And he has... He has an entire deck still. And it keeps...
Order will triumph! It must triumph!
Oh, I'm about to chuck my mouse through something, because this is the...
No time for that!
This is just stupid.
Of course, as you wish, master.
Because there's no way I can win. Because he's cheating so damn much.
As you wish, milady.
I can't really do anything but pick that card. Well, at least now we have an advantage, but he still has an advantage because that one's still alive.
Praise be to the great sun!
Yeah, sure. Thanks for playing fair.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
I can't really move any of my other cards, so... Why did I never think of moving the trophy? I don't know. Can't hurt them. Yeah. I have to pass and I'm gonna lose.
Inarin Yalde Kronfair.
And then we lost. Yeah. Well, I couldn't win the final battle because that was retarded. Like, literally nothing I had. Like, he wouldn't surrender the first round. At all. Because of that, I couldn't, you know, do anything about it. I need pikemen. Pikemen.
This is the end, Ebdahi. Do you hear me? I shall stick your head on a pike!
It's not pikemen.
In retreat!
What part of any pikemen can I understand?
God save the Queen!
Pikemen. Pikemen.
Ha!
To the last! I must thank you. Your fortress has superbly solid walls. Hey!
I smell a leak.
Enough! I do not need to hear this. Kill her!
Now, I wish you would pass.
Archers, let
But
it
no,
be
of
night.
course this shit.
Obscure the sun with arrows.
And then he still plays a card. So want to just, you know, pass. So I don't run out of cards again. No, he's gonna keep doing this stupid shit.
Hey!
Do about it.
Enough!
So irritating.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Okay, maybe not that one. Problem though is, even if I murder the cards, it doesn't help. Evil. He just keeps playing cards. Just keeps doing it. And he doesn't pass at all. Pass, you douchebag. But no, he doesn't. He just doesn't pass.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
God, I never do this. And then he just
march on.
This. Weaken them. That one. Okay. So we have barely any years left. Is he going to pass or is he just going to pass? He finally passed. Oh god. Fine, from those. Now we have 4 cards.
Fools! I'm surrounded by fools!
Versus his cards. So he has 4 cards, right? One of these guys like. From those, he has a lot of those. Well, I'm just going to draw 3. I'm just going to draw 3. I'm just going to draw 3. Just cheating. And we never got any of my damn frickin' pikemen. Ugh, that's stupid. Well, at least we have a
Should have listened to me, old lady.
save us in the end.
Alba!
But remember, he probably still has like 4 of those damn Nilfgaardian Commandants just hiding in his deck, waiting to play.
Left, right, left, right.
Ennard Fane!
Yeah, of course it's going to about 24 75.
Lyria!
But it's so stupid. Oh god, someone's going to get buffed because we played this.
Never had your kneecaps broken!
Hey?
So, he has 5 cards, right? He has 8 cards. And he votes. You can't even expect that. Freaking orders. He's an order of that.
One boat.
Can't get pipe. Okay.
Off to the front yet again.
Gonna play those. That's not terrible. Gonna keep looking at my card, which is pretty terrible. I'm gonna play my hike.
Prepare to fight if you've any honor.
Quiet, or the commissar will hear.
So remember, he has 5 cards, right? 5 cards. Can't really do much about that. I mean, we could do that. Then murder those 2 cards, and that's not very good. But then you pull more cards. Hey, look, he just does that. Stupid.
It's gonna be a right good levy, big and beautiful.
So no point murdering his cards if we're just gonna keep pulling cards. So we have 121 to trade. Problem though is he cheats.
Of course, as you wish, master.
I mean that's not bad, but he keeps doing that. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 cards left. Okay, yeah, clear swap. There are 6 cards left.
Scheiß! In! Try!
I can find
Off to the front yet again.
I mean, sure, they're going to be buffing and it's going to be bad eventually, but... Oh, there's 4 cards. There's my pike. But no, he's going to keep buffing now.
Barbarians.
Okay. Still might be able to win this. Yeah, if he doesn't pull out both cards. Okay, you just buffed from my side, good for you.
I warned you!
It's gonna be close, still on.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
He didn't pull out both. Shit. Wait, he did pull out both. What the hell is that? I won that round, but then suddenly, oh well, this one is technically higher than yours. Okay, so here's 3 cards worth of life.
Order will triumph! It must triumph!
Yeah, okay. Thanks for cheating. Oh, I cheat.
Shh! Cork it!
Boost.
Praise be to the great sun!
That's yeah,
this artist will be reaping black-clad
suddenly
ends.
on the 3rd round, he has access to both his commandants. Like, what do I do about that? Like, there's nothing I can really do about it. And that one's gonna murder one like that card probably. So we play this. Does some damage still. But there's not much I can really do. Because, yeah. He has so much higher points than me. Like, see, problem here is we've technically won. But even though he's passed, that card's gonna deploy. And it's gonna wreck us. Because even though we've technically won, as soon as we pass, we lose.
Where is he?
Unless we win.
Tell me where!
Okay, we won by 1. Oh god, that was the most stupidest fight ever. I mean, if it was fair, sure, that would be the decent final fight, but it's not fair at all. Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to look at your card. Oop, you have a 2. Well, I'm just going to play a 75, and then I'm going to buff this unit by 10. Oh, what's that? You murdered one of my cards? Well, let me just pull this card back out. Oop, this unit was actually high. Well, let me just pull this card back out. It's like, okay. God, that was... Why won my pike in the first round? Because maybe I could have made a pass so I didn't waste every single card.
Nilfgaard had the upper hand, yet the black-clad spirits had suffered. They now made more use of shields than of swords. When Meve finally broke through their line, they raised their arms in surrender.
Ugh.
Rivia Castle had fallen. It was hers once more.
Trocker! Nein to win!
Meve showed her prisoners of war mercy, knowing full well they'd only followed orders. Death would be the fate of only Ardal ep Dahi, the one Nilfgaardian who'd issued those commands. Alas, the general had disappeared. A prisoner revealed Epdahi had fled as soon as the Lyrians had surged towards the upper keep. He had glided down to the lower castle in a wicker basket for transporting food. Curled up beneath potato skins and other scraps, he'd scurried away not unlike a common maggot. Meve cursed her luck and leaned back against a merlin. Dawn was yet a few hours off, but the horizon had already begun to glow blood red. The Nilfgaardian reserves now drew near, too late to prevent the castle's fall.
I'll get him,
muttered the queen, more to herself than anyone else.
I swear on all that's sacred I'll catch the bastard. But now we've a pressing matter to see to. Preparing the defense.
That night the war turned, with the battle for Rivia Castle as its fulcrum. Meve's great victory, not only retaking the stronghold in a single evening, but also fending off a further invading army, proved the Nilfgaardian Colossus had feet of clay.
He fled in a freaking wicker basket. Seriously. Seriously. Anger. That was the most bullshit fight we've had. Like, those parts of battles, some of them were pretty, you know, pretty bad, but that... That was honestly RNG. Because it's a standard battle, right? So if you don't get the right cards, well, we only won by 1 point. We got lucky. Oh, it's a game load. Jesus. Oh, I'm gonna sit here not responding at 0 frames per second. Uh-huh, well, hurry up and load. Game. Any day now. Oh, finally we get to a loading screen. Damn it, game. Open, not responding again. But did you know about Arzur's Thunder? It damages a unit by 10 and units adjacent to it by 5. Uh-huh. I know you're ready to load game. Uh-huh. Like, everything was fine, and then, oh, you won this battle. Well, now let us take forever to load the net scene. Cause apparently it's a big one, or it's just, or the game's just struggling. The game's probably just struggling. Oh boy, is it struggling. Uh-huh. Come on. You can do it. Spin the glass. Come on. Come on. Just take forever to spin the hourglass. They have birds. Are we finally loading? Because apparently I'm pretty sure it's going to take me yet another failure to finish this, sadly. Maybe even more.
The armies of the north had united and now seemed to be on the attack everywhere. Imperial forces, while still far more numerous, lay stretched over thousands of miles. Their position was untenable, and Nilfgaard's commanders knew this. In a decisive battle, they yet stood a chance, so they gave said battle. and suffered a resounding defeat. Just a few months on from that memorable night in Rivia, the Imperial army was in utter disarray. Aldersburg, the fortress, remained a last point of resistance. General Epdahi and what had survived of Army Group East had dug in there. This place, where Nilfgaard had triumphed grandly in the war's early days, would now bear witness to its impending defeat. It seems history, after all, has a sense of justice, or humor, or both. Though Meve had already reclaimed her realm, she refused to retire her sword just yet. For King Demavend had requested her aid in purging Edirn of the invader. How could she refuse? She owed the king a favor, firstly. Yet she also had a burning desire to settle the score with Epdahi.
So we just skipped the whole...
Demavend's envoy and I spoke, Your Majesty. The king has Aldersburg surrounded. He awaits and won't begin the assault till you arrive.
So we literally skipped the whole, hey, well, here comes all of Nilfgaard's army at our castle. But nope, we just skipped that. Nope, skipped. I'm just...
Good. I truly hate to miss it. Tell the troops to prepare. Gear and ire.
Damn about Gascon.
Of course, Your Grace.
At least we can be with Reynard. Yay for Reynard. Yay. Reynard.
Yes? Is there something else?
Are you going to finally confess to me?
Pardon my boldness, Your Grace, but I can't help but be concerned. You don't sleep. You've the air of illness about you.
I think back to that night in Rivia often, to Gascon's death. Perhaps I made a mistake. Perhaps he didn't have to die.
Yeah, perhaps you could have died, Reynard. Perhaps we should have sacrificed you.
He didn't, Your Majesty. He needn't have been there at all. I'm a soldier. I swore to serve you. Gascon, not so. He might have left at any time.
Reynard could have died for us.
Guilt, pity trouble you, Your Grace, I know. But he signed on willingly and knew exactly what for. Gascon gave his life for he thought you worthy of it.
Probably the best thing Reynard said about Gascon. Just... because Reynard's a soldier, right? His duty is to the crown. Gascon's basically, if anything, a hired mercenary. He didn't have to help us. He could have left at any point, technically. He could have betrayed us. But Gascon gave his life to us willingly. That makes me actually feel sad about the situation now.
There's no greater proof of friendship, no greater gift one can give. Accept it, Your Grace, and remember him with gratitude, not sorrow.
You're right. I thank you, Reynard. That I needed to hear. We've talked enough. We must march on to Aldersburg.
Thanks for no confession, Reynard.
Your Grace, if I may. Some of our comrades in arms would like a word with you. The war nears its end. Paths are likely to diverge.
I see. Thank you. I shall stop by the mess tent later.
So... Game your high. Okay, some maps pretty small, honestly, all things considered. But still, I mean, there's loot for some reason. the hell am I gonna spend that on? Like there's loot. I don't know why there's loot. It's gonna be a lot of, you know, stuff to do, and that's fine. Cause yeah, I have to read letters, reports, and everyone wants to talk to me except for Wilhelm for some reason. And apparently there's 4 golden chests for some reason. So I thought I was done, but no. Here's a video. Here's a video. May even be another one. So there's at least 1 to 2 more videos. Cause it's still going apparently. But anyway, this video was bullshit. Cause I'm gonna reiterate this once more. Let's go over here to my units. Okay. So, sure, maybe I could have reloaded and done that differently, because let's face it, blowing up his units didn't really help, because he just replaces them. So, maybe I could replace my thunder and use like muzzle or something. Or maybe more things to draw more cards out. That would probably have helped, especially towards the end though. But not knowing what to expect, go figure. Notice I've apparently lost. Oh yeah, we've lost gas gone, right. That means we can get ballista in. Yeah, ballista. But yeah. So maybe if we replace cards that, you know, did damage, but then we have the fact of my arm. Standard battle roads, which means when you pick cards, it's sort of RNG what you get. But yeah, we didn't get, well, the first time we did eventually get Pikeman, which didn't really help because he cheated. Because it's like he has 5 cards left. Well, let me just draw 3 more. He has 8 cards. Play, play, play. We're like 120 something. He's like at 50, but he's just gonna keep playing until he's back up, he's back up, he's over 100 in the past. So we had no cards. 3rd round. So it draws 3 cards. He has all these other cards, and he plays down 2 commandants. Well, what are we supposed to do against that? Because we have RNG 3 cards, which may or may not be able to damage a single unit. That's... I don't want to say it's not good game design, it's just... it's irritating, because... it's RNG. Because if you don't get the right cards, you can't win. Because he's constantly cheating. Because, I mean, literally his ability is, oh, let me look at your card. Oh, your card's less than mine. Buff. Oh, your card's higher than mine. Well, just every single turn, just doing that and buffing. Stupid. Anyway, my points were made. Next time we'll work on finishing this, but I'm done for now. I'm just, yeah, worn out from that stupidity. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all and have a nice day.